It was a lot of fun. We had really good help. Thank you to everybody. Brandon and Chris Edwards ran our chronograph inspection station, and we just rolled them all through it best we could. I think we started right about 9:30 each day, so we got the cards done, we got the announcements done. Tried to do all the thanking, thank the ranges, thank our shops, thank our sponsors, everybody that made this year happen.
Yeah, you guys had a ton of great stuff to give away. And all year long, I've been listening to all the ranges, and you've got a really good group of new ranges that came in. Um, have you had a few of the ranges that hit you this year that you're like, we just don't have an open date or anything like that?
Yeah,
And
I've got. I think we had been putting paperwork together all year. I've planned the entirety of 2025 in the last 12 hours. So this is day one. I will not take a day off. I can't do it. We're doing too much. We had 8 ranges the year before, and we had 16 this year. So we doubled the amount of ranges, and some of them took 2 qualifiers. I think we went from 7 last year to 17 this year on the numbers.
qualifiers?
Qualifiers, 7 to 17
Nice.
qualifiers, 8 clubs previously to 16. And if I counted the list right that I've got right here, clubs that are out there that did not have a qualifier this year that are on my radar, some old, some new. Should I count them or do you want me to list them? Are we allowed to put a
Heck,
hit list? Can we put a hit list
put,
out?
hey, it's our show, dude. We'll put a hit
We do.
list out.
This is still America. We believe in the freedom of speech on the Oklahoma Archery
That's right.
podcast. All right. People that are looking at maybe trying to have ranges. I got Pawnee. Pawnee's on board. They just brought targets. That's Jamie Buchanan. Shout out on them. August 31st is their, or the first, August 31st and August 1st, I think, is their big fundraiser for Team USA going to Slovenia. Shout those people out. Do not forget about that. Still got our buddy Ty Dameron with the range out there. He's busy building that business up. So we know Ty's going to come back one day. Vaughn McLean from Wellston, Oklahoma. You know him, you love him. If he ever gets retired, he's still got targets and back in. Good buddies Keith and Bobby Catcher down there in Wilburton. Shout out to the catchers. We put 222 up at state. I'm going to call you again. Woodward is in. Woodward's got targets in a range. Duncan, possibly. We're going to reach out to everybody in Duncan. They do the backwoods down there. Possibly one on Altus on a base somewhere. My buddy that does our film work for us kind of let me on to a possibility. Old state director Walter Smith and down in Macomb, he was going to be in this year, but ended up having shoulder surgery. We're going to call Walter again. Sulphur's got one. The Dearmans have hosted down there as well. Charles Jones put me on that one. Shout out to Charles Jones. Thank you for all the encouragement this year. He was, I think, 4 or 5 of our banner sponsors and out of Texas down there. And it's not Paris, but his town's right next to Paris. I forget the name of it. It's Broadhead Barn down there. Couldn't have done this year without him. He was one of the biggest contributors to the success of the Oklahoma ASA. And he's down there south of the Red River. So shout out to my good buddy. He put me on the Sulphur range. That he'd suggested put me in contact with that guy, and that he's going to try to come to our September 14th meeting. No Water, Big Creek 3D. I've heard from them a few times. We're going to twist their arm one more time. He never says no, but he never says yes either. So he's kind of wishy washy on it. Guyman, Tell Dixon. Somebody knows Tell Dixon, and he's still out there. I'm gonna hear from Tell Dixon on. He's got the college way out there at Oklahoma Panhandle State, some kind of university. Hey, I like that view. I've got a face for radio, so we're gonna try to get out there to Guyman. Neosho always has a membership. I don't know if they have targets or they shoot, but we'll do them. Hoping to do something a little bit more. I know we did a lot with shot. Side note, shout out to Tim, Greg, Brian, Kevin, all the guys that shot. I'm working with them, trying to see when they can schedule their dates around what, and they're working hard, and I'm working hard. And one of the best parts of this year was the 2 new shot ranges, the Odd Vein Out and the Rogue Archer. So those guys are awesome. I'm looking forward to building this thing up with them. They're trying to include us in all their plans. We want to do the same. If I could give any kind of public service announcement for the 2025, is come check these shot events out. We're going to try to put a qualifier at them, totally separate ranges, totally basically independent of all the things, but we want to be able to share what we're doing at the ASA with the bow hunters that'll come to these fun shoots. That's going to be a big part of what we're trying to do in 2025 is getting in front of new people. So keep your eyes out for the shot calendar when that drops. So we got to give away 3 shot passes at the state tournament. I think it's 2 kids and an adult. So you always want to see the kids take some stuff home. So shout out. Thank you to Jeremy and all the guys again. We've got our buddy from DNA Custom Bowstrings in Ardmore, Jason Bowling, is going to try to get him some targets. He used to run a range over on the Arkansas line, and then he moved and shut the range down. So he's going to have us our second range in Ardmore, along with G2, so we can double up on those weekends. That'd be a lot. Drive once, shoot twice kind of thing. Ponca Bowman do a lot of recurve stuff, but Jacob Welch is a pastor up there. That's Frank Welch's boy. Shout out Frank Welch, won state and shooter of the year in his cutoff overalls. If y'all have ever met Frank Welch, he's the most fun out there. We're going to call Ponca. We're going to call our buddies at Wagner. I don't think their club bylaws allow them to shoot for money, but always want to call a favor in with Roger if I can. I don't even know what that says. Quartz Mountain, he has an old golf course that got basically no maintenance to it. And a buddy of mine out of Altus at Summit Law Group was telling me, he's like, that'd probably be a good pre-archery range. It's just an old abandoned golf course. I'm like, yeah, you got some straightaways, you got some trees. Probably wouldn't put anything in a sand trap. But I think that's about 18 new ranges that we're going to try to contact and put on our 17. So that'd be 35. That's
yeah. If you get just half of those, that'd be another huge jump.
Yeah. Well, like Vaughn's still working, but he's still got the targets in the same lease that he used to have stayed out there all the time.
Yep.
So we could probably